All right, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. This is episode 27. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to our producer, Boy Band John. What's up, BBJ?
What's up?
All right. Okay, shout out to our sponsors, Defend Hawaii. Right now, if you go on to defendhawaii.com, use promo code ATBpod upon checkout, you'll get 15% off your entire order. ATBpod upon checkout, defendhawaii.com. Our other sponsor is Detail Garage Hawaii. So same thing, detailgaragehawaii.com. Promo code ATBpod upon checkout, and you'll also receive 15% off your whole entire order. So if you need new clothes and new stuff to wash your car and get it all nice, there you go. All right, so today's episode is going to be good fun. So this girl is a morning host for Island 98.5 FM. And welcome to the show, Brandi. What's up, Brandi?
Hello. Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I was like hoping that you'd come on. It's like we had to bump you up a little earlier, so I was kind of glad you were able to do it.
I was so stoked. My mom was like, "They're asking you. Are you sure they got the right person?" Like she was like, "Why are they asking you to do it?" So I'm so honored that you asked. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you. So where are you from, Brandi?
I'm actually from Makaha, born and raised Makaha side, west side, deep west.
So you grad wahine.
You know what? So actually, I went to wahine all the way up to my junior year. Then the last year, we moved to Wahiawa. So I actually graduated from Wahiawa, and then we moved right back to wahine after I graduated. So I was there for like a year and a half. It wasn't even that. Yeah, I know.
And so what? You're on the radio now. How did that even come about?
Oh, wow. So this was back in 2000 and I want to say 17, maybe 2016. I had just got out of a long-term relationship, and I ended up on Wild Wahine, and they were doing this thing in Vegas, this show in Vegas. They took a couple girls from Hawaii to Vegas. We went up there. And then from after that, they kind of just like used me to fill in here and there whenever they didn't have somebody.
Wait. What is Wild Wahine?
Oh, you don't know what Wild Wahine is? Oh, you're missing. If you are a local boy and you don't know what Wild Wahine is, man, you're missing out. So it's when you get single girls from Hawaii and we put them on the show, and guys call in and they have a chance to score a date with her. So
I do remember that.
Yeah.
So you was one of those girls.
I was one of those girls. Yeah, we just had Rachel Osovich too. She did it. She was awesome. She was the week before.
What?
We had Lauren Lala. Yeah.
And all the guys was calling in to win a date with them.
Yeah, they were.
Did it happen?
So what we do is normally we take a couple of numbers and then we give it to them. And if they decide what guy they're going to call, if they're going to call them, like we leave it to them. Yeah.
So you was one of those girls. How did that work out?
So they took me on the show, but what they were doing was it was a Las Vegas version. So they chose 4 girls, single girls from Hawaii. We flew up to Vegas to stay at the California hotel. They put us in a California hotel and they followed us around for like a week. Oh. And we were just like wilding out in Vegas. So that was pretty crazy. It was pretty insane.
Oh, good thing it wasn't video.
No, there was some video. Video. Oh my God. It was crazy.
You was recently broken up and they took you to wild out in Vegas.
Right. Because I was, what? From when I was young, like very young, 18 up until 27, I was in a long-term relationship. I never went out or anything. So this was like the first time I had been like single and going out, and it was like crazy.
And you started in Vegas.
And I started in Vegas. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the first time they met me, they were like, this chick is wild. But they had no idea. Like I was caged for like 10 years, like I had never gone out. So they just seen me like for my first time going out. On the way there, the plane almost got turned around. And then because of like stuff that was happening, I got kidnapped up in Vegas. Like it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Kidnapped? Like for real kind or like?
No, like for real kind got kidnapped. It wasn't planned or nothing. It was, I actually got kidnapped, held at gunpoint and everything.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We didn't air the full details on that, but
yeah, that might be evidence.
The producers had their hands full with me. And I think they were like, oh my God, what is going on?
So did you hook up? Like, did that people call you to go out? Like, how did you like go on a date?
Yeah, I did. So there was a guy from the show I actually did go on a date with. He was a nice guy, like, but it just didn't work out, which is cool. But we're still friends till today.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But
So
one of the girls, I think, got married to one of the, not the ones on my show. There was another one. One of the guys she met, she actually ended up, they're married now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. You guys just hooking people up.
Yeah.
So you guys, so from that, you had an opportunity to come on the regular morning show every now and then.
Yeah, to fill in, because when one of the regular everyday hosts would either call in sick or they would go on vacation, they would need somebody to fill in here and there. So that's where they had called me and asked if I could fill in for when one of them were sick or something.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Where are you always like growing up, were you able to talk good and be able to be in the limelight and that kind of stuff? Like, it's like you can't just go on the radio and just start doing your thing. Like, you got to have at least some kind of confidence or something, or you just was being yourself.
I think I just pulled a gi, and I don't know. I think they like that. I think that's an element too, is when somebody doesn't know when to shut up or not, like you're not supposed to be saying. I think they're kind of like, Rush, a little bit, we should capture that. But it was totally, I had no experience in it. I think it's just wahine and I very outspoken personalities. And I think that's what it was. But yeah, I went in totally blind, like 2 feet in, had no idea.
At least you wasn't scared. At least you tried it. Was something you always wanted to do, or was just an opportunity and you didn't even know?
It was an opportunity I didn't even know, and it was there, and it was a chance. So I just figured try it.
Oh, what kind of work were you doing prior to the radio stuff?
Oh, so actually I owned a company. I was doing interior design. So I went to school for interior design. I had opened up my own company, and it was doing really well. But I decided when the radio thing got an opportunity for full time, I knew I could always go back to interior design. It was a one-time chance to do it. And I figured, you know what, just try it and see where it goes. Because I can always fall back on my company,
Oh, yeah. So wait, you're a legit interior designer?
Yes.
Okay, explain that to me, because like what my idea of interior designers is just like moving around furniture so it looks cool.
Well, there's that too, because I can do staging for realtors and stuff like that. But interior design, you do more of the structural redesigning of a room. It's not just like paint and wallpaper. Sometimes you're structurally enhancing a space to make it more livable, or even make it more versatile and change with the times. Like if somebody has a kid, right, they're going to need to be able to change parts of to grow into a home. So sometimes you're dealing with the design as well.
Oh, so it's not just decorations and stuff like that.
No.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. So how'd you get into that?
It was very weird. So actually, because I can sew, I had a friend who she builds custom furniture. She does stuff with custom furniture. She ended up tearing somebody's couch on accident. And so she called me. She's like, I need you to reupholster this couch. Like, I'm screwed. I just messed up their couch. So I had reupholstered it. And she's like, oh, you know what? You should get into like maybe doing home stuff, like, like home design. And from home design, I went into interior or like home decor. Then I was like, I don't want to do home decor. Like, I would rather do design. So that's when I went into.
That's kind of cool. Wow, that's kind of diverse. Like, I never heard like somebody from radio that used to do interior design.
Or from somebody from Baja.
An auntie from Macau. Hey, that's cool. Hey, that shows anybody can do anything. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Yeah.
You don't have to. I'm serious. Anybody could do it. I'm not even kidding. You seriously. It's not that hard. It's really awesome.
So what, growing up, guarantee like you was like, and since you're like auntie status now, like growing up, why not? Growing up, why not? Like you had like trials and tribulations, and like how did you get yourself to where you are now? Just work? Like
it was totally it. I know it sounds crazy. Now it's work. Now it's straight work. we grew up in Wine. I grew up single parent. There was 6 of us growing up. My mom worked 2 jobs to raise us. My dad was in jail. So there was that trial there. It forces you to kind of grow up fast, you know?
Yeah.
So there was that element. And so school, like it was, my mom told me like, you have to do really well in school, which I did, you know, because that's the only way you're going to get ahead in life, you know? So, I did really well in school. I played a lot of sports. We moved, but then we moved back. But right after high school, I got into a relationship and I just settled down. Like I was the total stay-at-home mom. I got pregnant pretty young. I was 19 when I got pregnant, 20 when I gave birth. So instantly it was like adulthood, you know? I did the stay-at-home mom, raise my kids thing. And then after 10 years, you know, my boyfriend at the time didn't want me working because he said, you know, we need somebody at home with the kids. Childcare is expensive. There's no way you're going to go to work. We're going to be paying more money for childcare. So I stayed home. And so, you know, he was working and he was pursuing his dreams. But when we split up, it was like, oh my gosh, like your whole identity is gone. You have nothing. I have no schooling, no career background. And it's just like, you start, you know, and then you lose your whole identity too. Like I just lost my family. So, it was like a very, very dark time. And that was the time that was like, okay, now I need to start. This is life. You got to start working. And so that's kind of how everything happened.
Well, you seem like a strong person. So that kind of must, when it's time to put your strength into action, you kind of be amazed of what you can accomplish. That's what I always thought. You know what I mean?
True. And that stands true with anybody. I think people underestimate their strength a lot of the times. I think they look at the overall, like they see this big thing they have to accomplish and it seems intimidating, but if they take it day by day, I think anybody can accomplish it, you know, really.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, that's good. I hope that your story can inspire other people. I mean, you got to go to all like the schools and tell them what's up.
I hope so. It was, you know what, when I first came on full time, I came on during, like when I first came on full time, this was when I fell in. We came on during a period that was so rough. And I never had social media. This is the first time I had to create a social media. We came on, this is like my new to social media. We came on a time that was so controversial. And it was the first time I experienced hate on such a high level. And
what do you mean hate?
From people like on social media, because I had come on during a controversial time. There was this big thing that had happened. So I was new to social media and people were coming at us every single day. And there was other co-hosts before. And so there still is a lot of comparison to who I'm not, you know, and
I get it.
Other people want me to be on top of the other people who are angry about it. And so that, I think for the first month, I cried every single day. Like the messages we were getting was hateful messages, death threats I was getting. Things about my kids. I was getting messages about my kids. Like it was the first time I was ever exposed to how ugly social media can be and how ugly, because you're just, your whole life is just projected in front of a screen all of a sudden. And when the thing is too, I know this is not to ramble, but anybody can do this. Anybody can do this at home. If you're with a group of friends and you write 9 math problems on a board, like 1 + 2, 2 + 2, 3 + 3, you get one answer wrong, just be, you know, they'll be like, oh, you got that answer wrong. Because people will point out what you don't do right more than what you will do right.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
definitely.
When you get projected onto a public, such a grand scale like that, people will pick apart everything you're not doing right, you know?
Well, I always thought, like, if you didn't have haters, you're doing something wrong.
It was very hard. It was very, I think I cried every single day. It was very hard. I was like, I have no idea what I just signed up for.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't even have thought that would have been a thing. Like, I guess people just are dicks, huh?
It was. But plus too, so anybody, like I work with now people who've been doing it for 30 years, and the people that came before me have been doing it for 30, 40 years. So there's definitely a comparison for somebody like me who's coming in brand new to somebody who's been doing it for 30 years. And there's an obvious gap, you know, there's a learning curve I didn't even get to yet.
Yeah.
So that can be you know, people can pick on that and have projected on that. And I was like, listen, I am nobody's a star their first day. Nobody gets it right your first day. I just need some time. So in the beginning, it was really rough. It was so rough.
So when did you get that full-time gig?
It was mid-November of 2020 that I got the full-time.
Oh, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was like 6 months ago. Yeah.
Oh shit. I thought it was longer than that.
No, I had filled in. So I had done the fill-in, right? Where I'd fill in for somebody that was starting from back in 2017, 2018, around there. But the full-time Monday through Friday, that's when I started.
That's amazing. Like, I know a lot of people in radio, and the morning show is what they're all trying to shoot for. And I guess you got the gig. How did they tell you? How did they let you know?
It was rough in the beginning. It was so rough in the beginning. The whole company had never experienced a lot of what was happening. So it was hard for them to gauge because everything is based on response, right? Like people, it's hard. It's the one thing, it's the one job, no matter how hard you work, if people don't like you, you're not gonna keep, it's like one of those things. So in the beginning, they were like, okay, we just can't tell if it's going well or if it's just everything going on. So I didn't even know for a while. It was for a while. So every day I was coming in, working hard, working my butt off, and like, okay, this could be my last day.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was insane.
So how did you kind of get into the motion and being comfortable and like, I mean, you from wahine, how do you like talk properly how you should on the radio and like it's live? Like for me, I have the benefit of being able to edit out any dumb shit I say. When you're live on the radio, it's hard to not say something and be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It's like
I have to give 100%. I have to give 100% credit to Rory, because I'll start to say something or go off, and I see him on the other side. He's like, oh, cutting my mic, and he's cutting, like trying to play sounds over my voice. He's like, oh, shoot, you can't say that, you know. So he started. I don't know if people can pick it up, but all of a sudden you hear my voice trail off, and you hear a bunch of sounds, and that's him trying to like veer off, like, oh shoot. Cut her off.
She's on a tangent.
Yeah, she's on a tangent. So 100% that goes credit to him.
So now you're kind of getting your feel. So how did you handle all that hate? You just kind of ignored it, or did you address it, like battle back? Like
no,
sometimes I do that.
Definitely can't. You definitely fighting fire with fire. And that's the thing too. It's one of those things on social media. Whenever you get into an argument with someone, it's a losing battle. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. You're wasting so much time and energy for people who will never understand, and they're closed-minded or whatever. They're never going to change their minds, and you're wasting time and energy into that, you know, when it could be used for something else. So in the beginning, it was hard. I think I cried every day. I almost quit like so many times. I was like, I can't take it. But you just, I don't know, you just get up and you just do it, you know, you just keep doing the work and you just don't stop working. Good.
So what kind of work goes into the morning show? I know you guys just jump on like free spirit and just go. You guys got some kind of structure, you know what I mean? Like,
right. I know a lot of people think we just go on and talk, and it necessarily that's not even what happens at all. And it's weird. Okay, so it's weird because you have to be funny, but you have to be politically correct, and you have to be energetic, but you can't be so energetic that it's annoying. It's a very weird balance of things. But after the show, all the work actually is the unpaid hours, is technically, because after I get off the show, I'm constantly reading. So you have to know what's going on in the media. You have to know who's saying what. You have to know like statistics and this and that. So some people don't do it. I decide to do it. It's just, I just read. I constantly read. I'm constantly listening and seeing what do people care about? What moves people, or what upsets people, and what do they want to hear? Like when they're driving to work too, you're kind of setting their mood, and you want to make sure you're starting their day, you know? So what do people like to hear or start their day with? So it's just a lot of research and a lot of trial and error, because I don't know, you know. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's really weird.
That's super interesting because when you guys go on the radio, it just sounds natural and it's like nobody realizes all the work that goes into it. And what, you guys start super early too, huh?
Yeah, so I start my day at 4 a.m. That alone, it's hard to get up first thing in the morning and be like, "Hi, good morning, have a great day, it's beautiful." Like, there is no such thing as that. If you're hungover and you come into work, like, you gotta be like, it is not easy. It's definitely not. That was insane.
So where do you live now?
Kapolei. So I've lived in Kapolei for 10 years now.
Okay, so the drive isn't as bad as from Makaha, but that's still kind of far.
So what happens is my kids, so my kids are in, because, well, technically they're with me half the time and my mom, because there's somebody there's no babysitter at like 4 a.m., especially with COVID. I came on full time during COVID. It's hard to get sitters. So what I have to do is, after I get off at work at 10, I have to go down to wahine, pick up my kids from my mom's house, come back home, do whatever I got to do for the day, cook, clean, errands, read, whatever I'm doing, bathe them. Then 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, I drive back to wahine to drop them off because I got to go to work. I can't go to drop them off in the morning. So then I drive back to wahine to Kapolei, and then in the morning to town, and then to wahine. It's insane.
Oh, so you don't get home till like 11 every day?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you got to be up, that's crazy. You got to be up earlier.
Yeah. It is long days.
And people hated on you.
It's okay. I told myself it's not forever. Like a fighter, like take an exit for a fighter, right? Like they don't get paid. They only get paid for the fight. They don't get paid for all the days they're training, for the stuff that they're eating, ins and out. But it's almost like that. Your glory will come in the work you put in for that. And even that doesn't guarantee you'll win, but it at least gives you a chance,
Yeah. And you can feel confident that you're going in there with having done everything you possibly could do to get ready.
Yeah. So, and then plus too, I think the biggest lesson, because there's so many times I'm like, man, I'm going through all of this and not seeing my kids. Is it even worth it? That was the biggest thing. But I think it's so important for them to see, if you really want something, you have to work for it. There's always going to be a result from working for something.
Your kids are definitely going to know and understand and realize the stuff that you're doing now. Like like you said, it ain't easy, and not many girls are on the island like step up like that. And that's kind of a cool testament to the person you are. I know plenty girls like, oh, my mom get them, I'm going out, and like, no, it's like, fuck, take care of your kids. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna say nothing. Some of those are my friends, and I love them all equally. I love you too, but yeah.
Hey, you gotta show the example. Like, honestly, whatever your friend's doing is cool, but your kids is trumps all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely does. So, but you
still gotta at least go out some and have some kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta cut loose, but not every week, 3 days a week. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. I don't even know how people afford to do that, man. I'm so broke. I wish I had the kind of money to go out 3 days a week. I'd be living large. I would not be, if I had that kind of money, I would not be working this hard. I'll tell you that much.
So now you're a radio talent. Like, how do you like being someone like on the radio all the time? Do you get recognized? Do people like see you out and stuff like that? Like, it comes with a bunch of popularity, right?
It's so weird. I'm not really sure, because like, we're still in cold. I don't go out that much to begin with. It's very rarely here and there I'll go out. But with COVID, it's just a little bit more strange because you're wearing your mask everywhere too. So,
that's true.
I don't really get the recognition thing. So it's, sometimes I don't know. I haven't gotten
with the mask is like, some people you can tell, some people, can't. Like, even yesterday I was having lunch and this guy was like going like that to me, like, oh, what's up? And then I'm thinking, I don't know this guy. And then I looking behind if he's talking to somebody behind me. And then when he came closer, he pulled it down. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know. And it's like, how many times like you would see people and you don't even know who they are, or they know who you are. I don't know. And then plus two, sometimes I think like, oh, no one can tell it's me. I'm a ninja now. I have a mask, hat, and then it's like that. I'm like, what the fuck you know me? Like, I'm
Yes, I
over
have a
the
crazy
mask though.
story. I was out one time at Moani's, and this was a while ago, but it was pretty late. I want to say it was 10 o'clock at night or whatever. But I stopped in there. I had my two kids with me, and there was there was a group of girls kind of standing by this table, kind of where we were by, and so they were looking at me. The one girl was staring at me, and I was like, "Oh man, tell me she's like," because I got my kids in here with me. So she kept staring at me. So finally I got her. I was like, what? What's up? And then she was like, she came up to, like, I was all mad already, right? I was like, what? What's up? And then she came up to me. She's like, I'm so sorry. Were you the girl on the radio? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, it was. It is me. I
He's
apologize.
ready for action. The
I'm
fuck
so
you looking
sorry.
at?
Terrible. So terrible. So I do forget that too. Yeah. It's bad.
That's kind of cool though. It'll probably happen more and more that things start opening up and like.
I will
be...
say I don't look. I'm honestly a very private person. I don't really look forward to it. I'm so private. It's weird. Yeah. I've never done like I'm still getting used to the Instagram thing and it's and we're still kind of living in a bubble too, you know. So
oh yeah,
it's definitely getting used to.
From going from not social media to having social media, and like you're attractive, so I'm sure like
oh thank you.
You get like a million DMs with all kind of dudes trying to hit on you. Like, how do you navigate through that shit?
You know what? You would think so. And me and another girl, I was just talking to another girl about that. She has a big following. She's actually pretty popular too. We actually don't really get hit on by like, we get hit on by like the uncles drinking 40s, like at the beach, like sitting. That's the kind of DMs we get from people. We don't get like the legit, you know, like, oh, like the cute guy DMs. We don't get those.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know why. It doesn't
Watch
happen.
now.
It doesn't really happen, but it's cool. I don't know.
So you're on the radio every single day, Monday through Friday. Like,
yeah,
that's your full-time gig. You're not doing interior design at all now.
I tried to, but I knew, and it was weird. In the beginning, I knew at some point something would have to give. If you want to excel at anything, it's going to require your 100% attention.
Very true.
So at a certain point, I had to stop what I was doing, and just go all in and just focus my full attention on the show. And that's kind of what I do. If I'm literally reading all day articles and watching documentaries and studying and I'm trying to understand people and psychology, like that's all I do. And I don't get paid for any of that, you know? So it's 100. And if I do my design, I don't get paid. I mean, I don't have time to study for my show. So that'll affect it. So yeah, right now it's just the show that I'm doing.
So are you like super comfortable now on the show? Like not nervous and like got it down?
No, I am nervous all the time. I think you can hear it too, because it's so weird. Like, you know, with cancel culture nowadays, and I was just talking too, somebody can work so hard for 30 years, day in and day out, and they can say one thing wrong and they lose their whole career off of it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And there's some people that, you know what, I'm not going to speak like that. I think they should be, you know, fired. And there's some people that's not justifiable. So it's just, if I'm on the radio, it's weird because you don't have time to think. If they ask you a question, it's not like, oh, let me think about it. It's live. Like, let's go. So it's while I'm talking, I'm kind of like, okay, wait, can't say this. Oh, wait, can't say that. Because you don't know what somebody's going to find offensive. And that's it, you know?
Yeah. Have you ever said anything that was like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said that?
Oh, yeah. People complain about us all the time. Complain about me all the time. I get it. And it's not over, like, it's not, and you know, it's not even over anything that big. You know, it's really just small stuff. So they're just like, whatever. It's really nothing. It's just a complaint. But yeah, you constantly have to be aware of what you're saying as you're saying it. And so it's still that nervous because you're like, oh shoot, did I just, you know, it's so weird.
I know what I wanted to ask you. So things are opening up now, and a lot of radio hosts, they take on like gigs that they have to be in person and do like that kind of stuff. would you be down to do that? Like in person, like sometimes like for me as a promoter, we'll be at a nightclub and we'll hire the radio to run ads, and
Right.
talent from the radio will come and host some of our events. Or like one of my friends who's on the radio, he'll go to different schools and do the assemblies and stuff. Would you be able to do like public speaking live?
So you know what's so funny? When I first came on in 2017, right after that, it was the first time I emceed a grad party. Somebody called in. They're like, "We need an MC." The other guys were all booked, so they gave it to me, and they're like, "Oh, can you go MC this?" It was a train wreck. I'm not gonna lie. I have never emceed before. At that point, I had never seen it done. I went up there and I was like, it was terrible. But they said that's how you learn. After that, I did go to. There had been different events. We had at different places, like at Mai Tais and stuff. And so one of our current DJs now, Cole, he's on in the afternoon. And so he goes to Mai Tais with his wife, Chevy. So
yeah, I just seen her today at the gym.
Yeah, oh my gosh. She's so awesome.
Yeah, I was talking to her. Yeah.
Her body is insane. I love Chevy's body.
Yeah, they're super cool. Yeah, Cole is always there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would go with them, see how it's done. I've gone up on stage. Cole has pulled me up on stage a bunch of times to do stuff. So I've definitely been learning and watching how to do it. It's just right now nothing's open where we can, we just don't have anything open. But I've done it in the past.
So I could call you to host District when we reopen.
I got you.
All right. I remember you say that. Like, we need MC sometimes.
Oh, man. You gotta help me out then.
Guarantee a couple shots and you'll be good.
I think I was doing it wrong, too, because when I would go before, I was like, hey, I'm not drinking. I'm not going to drink. I need to be professional, like, at all times, right? Like, I need to be professional. I can't be out here drinking on the job. It just complete professionalism. Cole gets lit and he's having the time of his life, and I'm like, bro, that's how I need to do it. I think I've been doing it wrong this whole time. He's vibing, filling the crowd.
Hey, it's like that's his time to go out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's telling me one time too, like, I was hurting the next day, so I turned him on to liquid IV. You take the liquid IV, you pour it in a drink, and it's like 3 times stronger than water. It's like a hydration multiplier.
Oh, okay.
And you can get a big bag from Costco's for like $30, and these individual packets. And you just pour them in your water, shake it up right before you go sleep. After you're drinking, you pound that, and you're all good the next day.
Gosh! So last week, I wish I knew about that, because last week I had what did we have? We had something. Anyway, I had been drinking. When I went to wake up and go to work, I felt so sick. I had to throw up. It was the worst. It was so bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, I still got to go to work. So my friend had picked me up and taken me to work. I did the show laying down on the ground. They have, your swing arm mic you have right there. They swung it down on the ground. I had the blanket over me, and I'm laying down on the ground singing like 2, 9, 6, 9, 8, 5, like that. It was so bad. I had no idea about liquid IV. I wish I knew about it then.
Guarantee. That's the wonder drug. My fireman friend turned me on to it, because they'll give it to people that don't want to get a regular IV but need hydration. Yeah, it works pretty good. But yeah.
So it works just like the actual.
Not just like it, but it's probably the next best thing. Yeah. So it's like Pedialyte time on steroids. It gets you hydrated and choke electrolytes. Shit, I should make them one of my sponsors.
You should. Don't tell me that. And now I'm gonna turn up all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Never did it.
But it seems like you take this job very seriously, and that's super good. Everybody should be doing that for whatever you do. But I guess that's how you're gonna grow. And like, what do you hope to gain from this job? Like, what are your future plans? Or you're just trying to figure it out now and see what happens?
Definitely, I like where I'm at, and if I can stay there, then this is where I want to stay. I don't know where further it could take me, because I see guys who do it now. Like, you take Michael Perry, who's been at his job for years, and he's like the most powerful man in media, and so he's like, you take people like that, and so I really hope to be on the same level, but a female version, because I'm not too sure if Hawaii has too many females on that level that you say that name and it's got so much respect and power behind it.
Yeah.
I would love to do something like that. As of now, it could change. But I think also too, the reason why I do work so hard is I really feel like they gave me a chance, they really gave me an opportunity, and I don't want to ever make them feel like they made the wrong choice,
Yeah.
or
that's kind of good. At least your work ethic kind of plays into that.
Yeah. So I'm so grateful for that. Like, they have been so awesome to me and have been so, it's such a blessing, and I just don't ever want to let them down. There's also that responsibility weight as well on top of me.
Oh, that's good. That's a good drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll see where it takes me. I'm not too sure, but I mean, I would never move from Hawaii. I love Hawaii so much. I definitely want to use this as an example as well. There's I came from Makaha. Like, I came up without wearing slippers, walking down to the beach, hair all crazy, 6 kids, like we were on food stamps, and I remember not having food in the cabinets, and stuff like that. So, and, you really, when you're in situations like that, sometimes you don't think that there's more for you, So I definitely want to use that to outreach to other kids and people and tell them, you know what, you can, it's possible. You can come from no slippers to walking down the beach and
Pocahontas.
Yeah. Little poker ratchet into something, definitely. So we'll see. It's exciting.
Well, that's super good, because you're leading by example, and people see your example, might take notice and be like, oh, if she can do it, then I can try, or I can do it. Or that's why you got to go start talking to these kids, because I mean, that's the future. And if you inspire one person, you can make you feel so good, and then you can keep wanting to do it more.
I hope so. And I think a lot of the common thing too, especially with social media, I don't know if this is a common problem for men. I spoke to other girls, and it is a thing for girls. It's so easy to look at other people and what they're doing and to compare yourself, and it can weigh down on you. So, one of the things I'm very concerned with as well. I don't want people to think my life is perfect. I fail every day. I'm messing up all the time. I am not perfect by any means, but it doesn't mean you quit or you stop trying, So I think that image is a very weird thing, especially in this day and age. It can project a lot of false things on people and put them in very dark places. So
and with social media, your image is all you are. I mean, I seen people with social media that have the greatest life ever and look like they're balling out, and then they're working at Kinko's. They
exactly.
From your Instagram, I thought you was a drug dealer or something.
No,
it's Instagram. That's why I always say Instagram not real. My Instagram, you don't know any of my personal shit on there. Just fun and games. Couple of my friends like to use it for fun. They'll post there in a different country and stuff, and they'll be like, "Hey, Chris is in Japan." I'm like, "No, he's not. He's in my living room right now." It's just people get sucked into believing everything you see on Instagram, and then there's people that spend their whole lives trying to kind of show their life in a certain way on Instagram, just so people have that perception of them.
Exactly. Even me, I get comments "Oh, your Louis bag is so nice," and this and that. That bag was $20 from the swap meet. It's not even real. Please don't go out here trying to buy yourself a Louis bag thinking you gotta fit it. Don't do it. I got mine from the swap meet, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. I tell people too, it's not real.
That's super cool.
It's definitely an image thing, and especially women, man. I think it's really hard on them too, because you consistently see other women too who they look so perfect and they look so this and that, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my god, I don't look like that. So, and then that's another thing I think a lot of women we're hearing more and more deal with as well.
Plus, with all them filters, some of these girls filter the shit out of themselves, and then when you see them in person, it's What? You lie. You lying. Because look at this. This is not you.
That's me. That's me. I love those photos. They save my life all the time.
Oh, the kind of apps they get now give you big tits, freaking clear skin. Like, I was like, oh, like, you cannot leave the house because everybody gonna know you full of shit.
Oh my God. Have you ever been on a date or seen somebody, you seen them and you're like, they don't look like their actual pictures? Do you come across?
Yup. All the time. That's why I have. Okay, what like before? This is what I would do. I would I met somebody on MySpace or something like that, and then you go, you're gonna go meet them in person for the first time. I'll tell my friend, hey, call me in like 20 minutes, and if I say like a code word, if I be like, hey, what you doing? Say like, oh, I get on flat tire. You got to come help me. I got an emergency. So now I go like see the girl and then, oh, okay, she's cool. And if my friend called, I don't answer. But if she's not what she was on MySpace or Facebook, I'd be like, hello? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll come in now. Oh, sorry. I got to go. My friend's in trouble. And it's not my fault that they wouldn't lie on their social media.
See, that's awesome.
That's bad, huh?
I stay there the whole time, just being nice. Like, okay, I know, just stuck there, just dying.
You gotta have outs.
I know. I feel so bad. I should do the outs, and I don't. Terrible. I swear.
So what do you do like on your free time? Like, what do you do for fun?
I know. You know what? I get asked that all the time, and it's so weird. Before, like I used to be super active, but when the show came, I really just, everything is just 100%. All I do is work basically. And then if I'm not working, I'm with my kids because work takes up so much time in my life. My spare time now is my kids because they need that time.
Yeah.
So, I don't necessarily get free time anywhere. Before I used to go surfing and diving and, I love it.
That's right.
Yeah,
so like full on dive, you're sponsored by wetsuits or something, huh?
Yeah. I was so lucky and blessed. It was actually Jay Kawakami who got me that. He hooked me up with that sponsor. Yeah. He told me, nice. You guys gotta check this girl out. I think you guys would really like her. And so Jay was actually the one who hooked up that sponsorship for me. But I feel so blessed to get that.
Oh, right on. Shout out to Jay, Tantric Entertainment.
Yeah, shout out to Jay.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, but I don't dive as much anymore. And actually, so I'm injured now. I was trying to be cool and play basketball with the kids in the park. And then I tore 3 ligaments in my foot because my ankle had rolled. Like, I got juked out by one of those little punk kids who's my punk kid, but whatever. I got juked out and I went down. I tore 3 ligaments. So I couldn't walk for a little while. I just started walking again. So I'm not doing much. I'm not doing much right now.
Oh no! So when you dive, getting back to when you said you dive, you like straight spearfish or like scuba kind or like?
So I don't use a tank. It's all on my own breath. I actually very rarely do I spearfish because I'm actually a vegan. I don't eat fish.
Okay.
So unless I know I'm gonna be feeding my kids or I'm trying to help my brother because he's gonna cook for the family. Unless it's like that, I don't spearfish just because I don't want to take from the ocean. I just feel like I'm depleting it for what reason, So I will on very few occasions, but other than that, I'm just out there like
snorkeling.
Yeah, basically just going down or I go with my other friends. So my other friends too, they'll call me when they go out. And so I'll help them find fish. Like, okay, there's a school over here. There's something over here. And then, so I'll help them find it. But I very rarely will spear.
How is it being a vegan? Like, how long were you a vegan?
Actually, so it's kind of weird. So growing up, I never really liked dairy, like milk, yogurt. Because I never didn't like milk. I grew up on a dairy farm. So the smell of milk, I can taste it in ice cream and I can taste it in yogurt. So I never did like dairy.
Oh.
When I got older, because there's a difference between, people don't know, there's a difference between vegetarian and vegan. Vegetarian, you don't eat meat. Vegan, you don't eat meat or anything that comes from an animal, which is like milk, ice cream, stuff like that. So when I got older and I became vegetarian, it kind of just naturally went into vegan because I don't really consume dairy. So that's how that happened. That was like
So everything is plant-based then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, I gotta admit, like, I don't know if you know Hansen from Level H, but he does this thing called Level V, and he makes vegan plate lunches, and I'm always talking about it on every single chance I get. He makes this vegan chicken katsu, but instead of chicken, he makes it with portobello mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing is so awesome. And he sells it out of his house. You order it on Monday, and then you go by his house on Friday and pick it up. And vegan, not vegan, any kind of, if you eat food, his fake chicken katsu by far is amazing. He just made a platter for my family like a couple weeks ago. My dad and everybody liked it. Yeah, it's super good.
So I was gonna say my co-host Cliff, he actually knows him, and he's like, oh, he does vegan. So he brought me a couple of his plates before, and I have to say that thing was mean.
I told you,
Cliff is a foodie. Yeah. My friend, my co-host Cliff, he's a giant foodie. Like, he loves legit just like food. Like, he doesn't do vegan stuff. And he said, "Oh, he ate that." And he's like, I never liked vegan food before. That guy, your friend is legit. He's legit. Yeah, because he came to my house for one fight, and then he was like, "Oh, I have vegan spam musubi, and that tastes like shit." It was like eating rice and cardboard. And I'm like, bro, this is why I'm not vegan, bro. Like, and then he's doing these plates, so I tried it, and I was blown away. He has loco moco. He has for real? Oh man,
beef stew. He has chili. And every single one is a hitter. He is like not even. But like when I go to his house, it's like I cannot not get the mushroom katsu. So it's like it's hard for me to try the other stuff. I don't like waste my chance.
That thing is mean. I get that question all the time. People are like, so what do you eat? Like salad? I'm like, no, I hate salad. Actually, I do not eat salad. I am the like most unhealthiest vegan. Like, I eat beef stew and like chili and rice and hot dogs. There's like so many different ways. Like, people don't realize that I eat regular food. I'm not a healthy vegan at all. Like, I don't eat salad.
Yeah, potato chips isn't meat, right?
Nope, it's not. I eat the loaded potato. I'm constantly making my own fries too. But like the mustard mayo sauce and the sugar.
Oh,
like
yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, okay, I gotta go make my fries. Like, I am not
air fryer. Yeah.
No, I'm not even air fryer. Like, it's literally in oil. Like,
straight oil.
Straight oil. I am bad. I am not the vegan you want to be, for real. I actually gained weight going vegan. Yeah. So retarded. Whatever.
That's crazy. So what else? Like, you guys vegan, so you guys, do you protest and do all that other stuff too, or it's just your choice for lifestyle?
It's for me, and my belief is you can never force somebody to accept something. They're gonna hate it. Even my kids, they eat meat. If I force them to eat vegan, they'll end up hating it. They'll never naturally learn to love it. It has to be a choice. You can't force people to believe in your ways. Just because I believe in it doesn't mean somebody else should believe in it too. I can argue why, I can educate them, but you can't force somebody to accept what you accept. It's not fair.
How is cooking for your kids if like you're doing animal products and stuff?
Cooking is fine. I actually, you know what? I love to cook. And so like, I'll make like these gourmet, like these gourmet plates, like prime rib with like, with like sauteed asparagus and mashed potatoes and everything. And then they're like, "Ma, can I have a peanut butter jelly?" Like, I do not accept it. But yeah, I can cook meat fine. It's not a problem for me. The only problem for me is when I have to touch the meat, I can smell it on my hands after. And no matter how much I wash my hands, I can still smell it. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me. But other than that, like it's fine. I'm okay with it.
Well, at least you letting your kids be able to make their own choice when they get older, if they want to continue eating meat or be vegan.
Yeah, it's completely up to them. But the only thing I do choose for them in their diet, like their thing, is the sugar thing. Like, they're not allowed to have sugar. They're not allowed to drink soda. They're not allowed to drink juice unless we're at a birthday party or something like that. They can have. Other than that, like, sugar is a killer, and unhealthy kids become unhealthy adults. So that's the only
sugar.
thing
You get addicted to it quick too. Yeah,
people don't realize Yeah, you start your day. When you start your day, you're eating like maybe pancakes and you're putting syrup on it. Like when people start their day, they don't realize how much sugar they're just already starting their
Yep.
day with.
Freaking Frosted Flakes and Lucky
Yeah,
Charms and all that good stuff.
yeah. My grandma got her leg cut off from that. You know what I mean? Like diabetes, man. They take off your limbs.
Oh,
They don't
oh
play.
yeah. I used to work at Castle Hospital, and they had this man that was diabetic, and holy, he cut off his arm, then he cut off his other arm, then he cut off
Yeah.
both legs, and brought up, like, I swear to God, I'd go in there. Yeah, I was going there, and then he's like trying to get me to give him Skittles from the vending machine. I'm like, bruh, no more nothing else to cut off. Like, like
so
and
they say sugar is so. They said actually sugar is so addictive. They said something about it lights up the same part of your, or okay, so when you do it, when a drug addict, right? When a drug addict does a drug, it lights up this pleasure spot in their brain when they do a drug. When people eat sugar, it lights up your whole brain like a pinball machine.
Oh,
That's the difference between sugar, and it's actually not good for you at all.
Yep,
so
exactly.
that's the only thing I know. Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't let my daughter eat much sugar. I mean, I let her have some snacks and stuff, 'cause I'm not a dick, but I'll let her do it in moderation, and definitely not every day, like maybe once a week or something like that. And it'll be something. And her pancakes, I have sugar-free syrup. Like,
oh, you do?
Yeah, for sure. And it tastes pretty legit too. Like, I tried it. It's pretty close, but yeah, because if you get hooked into that, like you said, if that becomes a stimulant, and then your body's always gonna crave that stimulant. And then that's how Hawaii's always so obese. Everybody's all like into fast food and sweets.
Yeah.
Plus, too, Hawaii got the best shit. Like, we got the best sweets. All the you ever had the gushers with the lihimui on top? And like,
I did. That is not good. That is not good.
I tried that. I'm like, this is pure sugar, but it's so good. It's like, gotta throw that away. Like,
they got so creative now with how they make the snacks, and there's nowhere else in the world. Like I got people out in Oregon. They're trying to make the Hawaii snacks because there's nothing like that anywhere else in the world. Like, Hawaii does have the best. It really does.
You sell lihimui powder, like bags of cocaine or something.
It's terrible. That and rice, I don't know. It's impossible. They said
rice turns into sugar.
Yeah. They said that's the number one killer, I think, in Japan is diabetes. But it comes because they consume so much rice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
just a filler too. Yeah.
You know why too? When you're growing up and you have there were 6 of us in one home, right? And so we had like one pot of beef stew. You gotta put choke rice to like fill a stomach, right? Like, that's
you can be full.
Yeah, that's how you get full. You just add more rice to your plate.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not healthy at all. We're just getting by.
Yeah. All right, on. We've been going for about an hour. I think BBJ can give us the question of the week.
Question of the week would be, let's go back to your work at being a DJ at the station. But what are your top 3 favorite island artists right now?
Oh, you know what? I'm an old school person. I'm such an old school person. Kelly Irishel. I love Kelly Irishel. That guy I'll be playing something on Pandora and like a song of his will play, and like I'll literally stop and start paying attention to the music. That guy stops me. CNK, that is another one.
Oh, you're going real old school.
Yeah. I'm an old school person.
None of them would touch little boys though, huh? Isn't that true?
One of them.
One of the letters must have been Cecilio, because I see Henry Capono walking.
Yeah. Henry Capono, he cool. He don't roll like that. He's legit. But it's so funny. We interview him all the time. He's super cool. And then the third is Fiji. That guy is talented. That guy, when he sings with his soul. Like that guy, man. His music.
The first time I ever seen Fiji was at Liquid Surf, and that place doesn't even exist now. But I had no idea who he was, and I remember hearing his first single on the radio, and I remember him singing, and he had a Heineken in between each finger. and he's singing it with his handful of Heinekens, and he's just drinking.
Shut
And I was thinking,
up.
like, who the fuck is this? This guy is the best. And he sang good. And like, that was the first time I ever heard of him. Like, I was like, wow. And then now that was like seeing his career go all the way up. And I was like, yeah. he's definitely an icon.
He's
For my
talented.
three, yeah, he's super talented. My three, I would say Capena is one. And
they're good.
a lot of the reason why I like them so much is I used to work at the gas station in Kaneohe. And whenever never had cars, me and my friend Quentin would just play music, just jam you. And Kelly Boy lives in Kaneohe, and he'd put gas at the gas station, and then he'd get out of his car and play with us. And like back then, I used to think it was like, wow, this is the most amazing like Kelly Boy for. So that always stuck with me, and I was always a fan. Not because of that, but it helped, and it was pretty cool. And then
that guy is such a beautiful soul. He's such a beautiful soul. Yeah,
get really, your own Ford. Yeah, awesome. He still live Kaneohe. They're actually just opening a music school in Windward Mall with his children. Yep.
Okay, I seen that one. So his daughter was doing it, but she lives on a big island, right? Or no?
I don't know. I just seen the sign today. It said Capena Music School. Yeah, Windward Mall, right across No One. Yeah, super cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then my second one would be Catch a Fire. And I know they're island music, but not from Hawaii. But my first concert I did with Ray Jr. was Major Raja, and they were one of our headlining acts. So I got to know them personally, and then it was super cool. Like those guys are super cool, and their music was good, so I always kind of liked them. And then my last one I would say is more reggae versus island music, but it would be Iration.
Oh yeah,
and they're from the Big Island, and it's just their style of music and the way he sings. And I got to see him in Republic, and that was the one concert like I didn't drink or anything. I just stood like kind of by the front, and I just watched them sing all their songs, and I was like, whoa, these guys are good. Like, so that was kind of my three. I'm probably missing a whole bunch, and tomorrow I'll be like, oh shit, I should have said this.
No.
But
their sound is amazing. Yeah, I like them. They're definitely notable. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right, on. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on to our show. I'm so excited to see how far you take this career, and it's impressive to know how you started to get to where you are, and how committed you are to improving yourself on a daily. And that's kind of cool to see. And like you said, you're a female, so it's like you're already like trying to play catch up, you know what I mean? And it's like I think you got it. I think you found your niche. And
oh man, thank you.
When shit gets hard, just the wahine gotta come out, and you guys are all fighters. You guys are all fighters, and fight for your own shit. And
no, we have a lover. It's all group hug. But for real, oh man, thank you so much. You have no idea. I'm so stoked you even asked me to be on. I was like, oh my God, I'm so honored you would even ask me. My mom didn't even believe. She was like, I think he messaged the wrong person. So thank you, for real.
No problem. It's been an honor for me to have you on. And now that I even know more about you, and your story is kind of more inspiring, and it's like, okay, it's some substance behind the girl on the mic in the morning, and you know that she's working, and like that's the shine people need. And like for me, for this show, it's like I'm not grabbing like the biggest stars or whatever. It's like the people that's like on the brink of about to blow and become something. That's the people I want, and that's the people that put a face to what they're doing, and can be something cool eventually.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you even think about me like that. Oh man, thank you so much.
Plus, too, when you become famous and shit, then you can come back on the show, and it'll be cool.
I don't know about that, but I'll always come back as a guest on your show. Even if I end up on the side of the corner somewhere, whatever, I'm down to always come back, no matter what happens.
Right on. Well, tell everybody at the radio station I said what's up. Tell Cole I said what's up, and definitely appreciate you coming on. And yeah, we look forward to see how your career plays out in the next years or so.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful day.
Right on. Shaka for the cameras. Right on. And always shout out to the Artist Groove Network. Oh, wait. I got to plug your Instagrams. Totally forgot.
What is it? It's ATBrandi with an underscore, but Brandi is spelled with an I. That's
okay, so you can find her every morning on Island 98.5 FM. Every morning. You can go on the Instagram for Island 98.5 FM. And her Instagram, watch, you can get all these guys hitting on you now that you said they wasn't. Is ATBrandi underscore, right?
Yes.
All right. And everybody gotta follow Boy Band John. It's BBJ8, the letter 08 on Instagram. Go follow him, bruh. He has some crazy shit every time. Nice. And then you can follow me. I'm Thaddy Daddy High. Always Above the Bridge podcast. Our Instagram is Above the Bridge Pod. YouTube Above the Bridge podcast. And our website is ATBpod.com. Okay, got it in. Forgot to do that. Right
awesome.
On. I hope you have an awesome week, and we'll listen to you on the radio and watch your progression into like some icon that everybody knows about.
No, I don't know. Likewise. I'll meet you I'll see you at the top then.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Good.
All right.
All right.
Aloha.
Thank you. Bye.